Highly sensitive people are actually angels with broken wings. Crash landing in the service of humanity. About 15 to 20% of the population may count themselves among the so-called highly sensitive people. This does not mean that they are emotionally particularly thin-skinned and built close to the water. Rather, highly sensitive personalities have a very strongly developed perception as far as optical and visual stimuli, smells, and moods are concerned. Within seconds of entering a room, they're able to assess the climate between those present and can even clearly sense their emotions. A normal everyday life surrounded by people, machines, traffic, and the completely normal life represents a single sensory overload for highly sensitive people. The image of angels with broken wings condemned to live a life on this noisy planet is therefore not so far-fetched. These celestial beings do enormous things for their fellow human beings, but we can also make their existence much easier with understanding and consideration. If you want to know more about these everyday angels, we have a few interesting facts for you about highly sensitive people in today's podcast. Number 1. Their empathy is above average. They feel what we feel and can literally put themselves in our shoes with ease. In conversation with them, we immediately feel understood and accepted. They can complete our sentences, but do not do so. Respect and polite manners are very important to them, so they act accordingly when dealing with others. For themselves, however, this gift means that any conversation can degenerate into hard work. Most of us would already have enough to do with our own feelings. Highly sensitive people always receive the emotions of everyone present, in addition to and at the same time as theirs. Some manage over time to develop a kind of selective perception for feelings, so that their own do not get lost in this flood. Number 2. Highly sensitive people need a lot of time for themselves. Even if they are angels who only have a highly involuntary stopover on this earth, they are more human than celestial beings. Unfortunately for them, this also means that their resources and energy are not inexhaustible. For highly sensitive people, meeting several people at the same time is a tremendous stress situation physically, mentally, and emotionally. They need days of silence and solitude afterwards to be able to process what they have experienced and to recharge their batteries. It is not the case that we tell these people our story and they forget it afterwards. Highly sensitive people remember everything that was once confided to them. This makes them extremely reliable bearers of secrets. Above all, we have the feeling that they really care about our stories. These angels may have broken wings, but they really do an incredible job as volunteer, everyday counselors. So many lonely and misunderstood people exist in our midst. The highly sensitive lend them their ear and also make them feel important and respected, and most importantly, heard. Number 3. Human angels know more. Highly sensitive people have been practicing the art of listening since childhood. However, they have also received this gift highly involuntarily and have suffered more from it than benefited from it. The latter, on the other hand, is what their fellow human beings do, and not in short supply. Those stranded in this world must find a niche for themselves and their lives. There are several theories on how angels can make themselves useful on Earth. One of these ways is to be the helping hand for others in everyday life. Highly sensitive people rarely work in areas where they are forced to encounter many people. However, since it is a need for them, and as heavenly messengers also kind of a duty, they tend to choose professions where they can help others. They make excellent doctors and nurses, often volunteering for the night shift or holidays to the delight of their colleagues. If possible, they prefer jobs that give them the opportunity for small rest periods in between. But they're also in high demand and talented as social workers or counselors. Basically, every interpersonal field would benefit enormously if highly sensitive personalities were to mingle with the workforce. Over time, they have an enormous wealth of knowledge because they hear and experience much more than others. Word of their willingness to help and their problem-solving skills spread quickly, and soon they become the contact person for their fellow human beings for all the situations in life, and practically indispensable. Number 4. Love is the air to breathe for highly sensitive people. One of the many theories as to why angels are stranded on Earth states that they can only fly if they are loved. This love must be unique and true. Superficial relationships do not bring celestial beings further, certainly not further up, where they would actually have their ancestral place. Affection and love are the food of these angels. They need them as much as we humans need the air to breathe. Like every feeling, they feel joy, happiness, and affection many times stronger. However, it would be wrong to think of them as sad beings waiting for redemption like cursed characters in a fairy tale. Angels are above things in the truest sense of the word. Such an unwanted trip to Earth may also be a challenge for them, but basically, they also only fulfill their destiny here. They mingle among humans and watch where they can make themselves useful. They are pure love, and nothing else we will ever experience from them. We are lucky to meet them, or maybe even spend some time with them. At first glance, they may seem strange and unusual to us. Their hypersensitive nature is naturally striking. We humans are perhaps also no longer used to someone who devotes himself extensively to his feelings and does not subordinate them to his quite normal everyday madness. But we should also not underestimate the heavenly wire to the top, which they still have at their disposal. They fill the role that their destiny has assigned to them brilliantly. However, their stay in our world need not be permanent. When their mission is accomplished, high sensitives move on, at least as far as their broken wings will allow. Stranded without return? The image of highly sensitive people as angels in our midst may take some getting used to. The reason for this may be the still widespread, very childish idea of angels looking like little naughty children sitting by our bedside table. The image of the angel in the midst of us we may confidently see a little more modern and colorful, more depth and less halo, a pragmatic hands-on mentality, and a helping hand always ready to hand are more likely to be ingredients from which modern angels are made. We can also expect a friendly nature and a solution to every problem in front of them. They certainly make the best of their involuntary interlude on our planet. If in doubt, stick to the words of Moritz Gottlieb Saffer. Whoever looks for an angel among men will hardly find men, but he who seeks only men among men will certainly find his angel. If you